on your first title page, or maybe the back of the page if you don't want to ruin your root picture, I just want to do a quick little summary of what's been happening so you don't get lost. So you can do it on your title page, or you can do the last page, which is a blank page. We're going to talk about just what we've been talking about so far. Kind of do big picture here. All right? So first day, we gave data, and that data was either coordinates or a table, and we took that data and we made a graph. Okay? We took that data and we made a graph. So there are three main concepts in this chapter. One's working with data, one's working with graphs. And after you got familiar with working with coordinates, working with tables, I gave you an equation. And that is the third main idea. And what I did is I gave you an equation like this. Y is equal to 2x plus 1. We plugged in numbers for x, like 0, 1, 2, and 3. We figured out y values. We made a table. Right? Then once we had that table, we made the graph. All right? So these are the three main ideas. What do you think we're going to talk about today? What's missing off this triangle? That sort of cheese you see happening.
Equation to graph.
Equation to graph. Okay? We're missing this link here. Okay? So there's two ways to make this link happen. First part of this notes, we're going to talk about going this direction. We're going to go from graph, make a data table, then make the equation. Hopefully we can talk about that. And the faster way is skipping this part and just be able to jump between these two. And that will probably be on Tuesday when I see you. So that is going to be on Tuesday, be able to jump from here to here. Right? So these are the three main ideas. And you need to be able to go between all three main ideas. Right? So just the overall picture. You kind of get lost in it when we're doing all these notes, right? But those are the three main things we're working on. Okay? So today, we are going to look at, I'm going to give you an equation. So I'm going to give you a graph. You're going to make a table. Then we're going to go to the equation. That's what we're going to work on today. And next week, we're going to look at going between these two. All right. So let's go to day 4 notes. All right. All right. Okay. So to remind you of the path from equation to table to graph. We're going to go this way first, then we can go backwards. All right? So this is like on the first or second day of this unit. What I did is I gave you an equation like this. All right? Then we made a table. We said x goes here, y goes here, and we just picked 3 values of x and found the corresponding values for y. And it didn't matter which values of x we used, but I said to you guys, just use small ones. They're easier to calculate, easier to fit in the graph. So we picked usually the numbers 0, 1, and 2. You can pick negative numbers and stuff like that, right? So once we had picked our 3 values of x, we used our equation to find the matching values of y. So our equation here looks like 2x plus 1. So we took the value of x, we plugged it into here. We went 2 times 0 plus 1. So that's 0 plus 1 equals 1. All right? And we had that point, and we graphed that point. So that was 0, x value is 0, y value of 1. That would have been a point right there. Right? And Then we did it for the second point. We have 2x plus 1. We plugged in our x value that we picked to use. So this time it's a 1. So 2 times 1 plus 1. So 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1. We get 2 out. So now we graph the point 1 for x, y value of 2. Right? And we did it for 3 points. Now I said when we were graphing this, technically you only need 2 points to make a line. 3 sort of tells you if you made a mistake in the calculations. Yes, Phoenix?
2 plus 1, 3.
Oh, sorry, 3. Thank you. Is 3. 3, thank you. Right? And 3. Right? And the reason why I said you want to do more than 2 points, if you made a calculation error, and it would be very obvious because the dots wouldn't line up on a line. And that, if Phoenix didn't notice it, we would notice it the next step when we draw the third point. So the third point, we use the next value. We go 2 times 2 plus 1. So 4 plus 1 equals 5. So 2 and 5. Right? And you can see that they all fall in line. You did your calculations correctly. We take our ruler and we draw a line through these points. And that was what you had to do. Okay? So now we're going to go backwards. We're going to give you the picture of the graph, make a table, then do the equation. Okay? And we'll do that on the back side.
Yeah, can I see the graph for you?
Yep. Oops. There you go. Okay. So we'll skip to the back side. Now we're going the other way around. We have a graph. We're going to make a table. That's our data. Then we're going to make the equation happen. Okay. From the graph, we need to read values. That's how we create the table. Right? So we're going to make a table here, x and y. Now, technically, you can pick up any values off the graph that you want, but however, the way we're going to make the equation is the way we did last day with the table, right? And to avoid the situation where we have to kind of divide over here, it is best when you're picking your points, your x values just go up by 1. So you can make your calculation a little bit easier later on, okay? So this is how we're going to do it. So you go over here. All right, I find 0. All right, here's 0 for x. All right, I'm going to put down 0 here. What is the matching y value here? What is the matching? Phoenix?
-4, I think. -3.
-3, right? Every second line is 1. So that'd be -1 here. That'd be -3 here. So that is -3. So that is our first point, right? So we want to go up just by 1s, right? So we don't have to do that funky math when we're doing our equation figuring out. So at the point 1, which is right here, we go down to the line and we read the value. Where are we at? -1. So I'm going to put down -1 here. Then, right, we're going to go up by 1s each time so we can make it a little bit easier on us. We'll read the value 2. We go up to the line 2. For x, what is the matching y value? Right, at that point. Where are we at? 1. So thanks, Max. Over here, that is 1. Okay. So now we have 3 points. We can start seeing a pattern. Our equation, the way it looks, remember, is y equals a blank x plus or minus a blank, right? The first blank is the pattern we see in the y column. How much is this increasing by or decreasing by each time? Phoenix?
Adding 2.
We're adding 2 each time. That was this value here. All right? It's getting more positive. That's why we're adding, right? Next, we need to figure out the blank. To figure out the blank, we use a test point. What test point would you like to use? Alana?
Do 1.
Do 1? Okay, we're going to use this one. All right? So our equation is 2x so far. I'm going to plug in the number 1. We get 2 times 1, we get 2 out. But it should have been
Or
negative 1.
So you got a minus 2.
Not minus 2,
3.
minus 3. Thank you. We have to go subtract 3 to get the negative 1. So it's not plus sign here, but it's a minus sign. So our equation is y is equal to 2x minus 3. Okay? So the goal is to create a table and pick consecutive values of x. Then do exactly what we did in day 3. Figure out the pattern. All right? And on Tuesday, when I see you guys next, I'm going to show you an even faster and easier way to do this from a graph. Right? And that's what's going to be coming more handy in science next year and the year after. All right? So that will be it for today.